Hello, what's up, people? Ducky here, and I'm the sexy one, by the way. And welcome to another
Ah,
episode of Geeks101. In today's episode,
Yay!
today's
hooray!
episode is gonna be
Fuck
called.
you.
Okay, whatever. Today's episode is gonna be called Desotakus, Casuals, and Weaboos. And why we hate them. We
Well,
don't hate them.
hate is a strong word, yet
Very
accurate.
strong.
Yeah, extremely accurate. That's the best part. Okay, so I'm gonna leave Desotakus for the second part because that has to be explained. So let's start with casuals and why we hate them. So a brief introduction of what a casual is. We all know that one guy that got into anime by watching Naruto on TV or something, and it was like,
Oh,
whoa,
by the way,
Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, these shows are amazing. I'm gonna delve into the internet and see what else there is. These, the casuals, as we call them, are guys that have delved into the internet, have seen that there's a lot other things in the internet, and have decided, nah, I'm just gonna stick with my dumb shows. And so they just watch whatever is airing on TV or whatever their friends say is cool. We have perfect examples of this among the trending animes, like we had Sword Art Online and Shingeki no Kyojin. These are people that never watched anything other than that. I personally think I fit into this group, seeing as I'm not properly an anime fan as much as I am a tokusatsu fan. So, yeah, whilst in tokusatsu, I watch a lot of non-mainstream things, like for example Garo. In anime, I've watched Soul Eater. I've tried to watch Death Note. I've watched Naruto a bit and Shippuden, as we call it.
yeah, shit, Putin, it's fucking
I've
awful.
I've
I,
watched
I,
Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is getting a new season, by the way, starting in April. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, nobody gives a shit about Dragon Ball Kai. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind
Nobody
of
gives
true.
two shits about it.
I kind of get it. And
they
I
already
watched
know.
a bit of Saint
Oh my
Seiya.
god, it's an HD version of the original. Oh, so hardcore. Yeah,
Yes,
it's fucking dumb. Just play the video, or even better, redrawn the whole thing.
yes, it's preferably,
Redraw.
but they are going to redraw this next season, I believe. I'm not sure
Uh,
because
uh,
the original negatives or whatever got ruined in the tsunami. That's why they canceled it the first
that's
time.
actually true. I saw that. It was devastating.
Yeah. So, I watched a bit of Saint Seiya as well. I'm considering watching Omega, even though it's kind of shitty. I watched
Don't. It's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
the gayest thing you can ever
I
watch.
know, but they have the
Omega
originals
is
show
so
up.
gay.
Plus the
Try
intro, the first intro is pretty badass because it's
for
Pegasus Fantasy but redone, and
yeah, but
it's
gay
amazing.
version. For those who are watching right now, if you go watch the Saint Seiya, the original Saint Seiya's opening, and then go watch Omega, and you see right there a big gap of difference between the tone of the two. Because
Yeah.
oh my god, Omega is so oh my god,
Yeah,
it's so gay.
it's very gay. And I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I've watched all seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Including season 0. I've watched all the arcs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters GX in its entirety. That includes the fourth season, which didn't get dubbed. I watched it all in Japanese, by the way, because Manjo missed me.
Did you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters?
Ah, no, let's not dwell. I
Oh,
did watch it. Let's not delve into Capsule Monsters, or as I like to call it, thanks to Lil Karibo, Crapsule Monsters.
Capsule Monsters. It was a
Because that show was entirely American made, and you can tell. You can really tell it was American made. Because the one guy that played Capumon is the one guy that isn't involved in Capsule Monsters, which is Mokuba. Mokuba was a badass at Capumon.
yeah, yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, yeah.
Mokuba shot people while playing Capumon.
But yeah, you saw 5D's Zex.
I didn't
Did you
finish
watch
five.
Zexal?
I tried to start watching Zeal and I couldn't. Zeal.
Zexal. It's called
No,
Zexal.
it's Red Zeal. The X isn't red.
Sure.
It's
But
written Zexal, but it's Red Zeal.
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal, and it's not half bad. I have to say, in terms
They
of
know how to play the
duels,
game. They know how to play the game. Yes, but
yeah, yeah. But in terms of the story, it's
it's so
so
boring. It's so shitty. It's so
yeah.
everything.
I just
And
hope
five
Marrakesh
Ds,
Star just goes there and
5Ds.
shows them the
The
lesson.
the American version of 5Ds, I could puke. but the Japanese version, oh my god, the
I really like the
orgasms.
5D's version of American version. I really like it.
But
It
the
was very
Japanese
repetitive, I have to
version
say.
is so much more awesome. I mean, yes,
Didn't you
Yusei
not
has a
like Yusei talking like this? Now I
Yusei,
summon Quillbolt Hedgehog! It was
yes, Yusei is amazing.
so good.
But I'll be perfectly honest, and I mean really perfectly honest. The Japanese version has fucking. I'm gonna show it to you. Actually, I have my PSP here, my Andy PSP Go, or as I like to call it, PSP Beaver. Stop playing with your beaver in class.
Well, if you're looking for, I just want to make a little note. Since I'm not talking much, it's just because I'm not into anime as much as these two people, and
Yes, we
I
have a
just
representative
yeah.
of
He's
everything.
so
Actually,
casual.
I am the casual. Alberto is the weeaboo, and you are the Desotaku. That's
I have no
amazing.
idea what that is, so I'm
I
waiting
will
for
explain it
information.
afterwards. But
Now,
essentially, what I was saying that
Yeah,
5Ds
I'm
had,
usually just
for,
just more into watching animated series.
yeah. Well, what 5Ds has in the Japanese version is this. Fucking Masaki Endo. Masaki Endo. I'm sorry.
yeah, I was very shocking to see the American version. It was so. It wasn't gay, but it was
Going
very.
fast makes me feel. Sorry, no,
It
that doesn't.
made me think of like the opening from Sonic X. Gotta go
Yeah,
fast,
kind.
gotta go faster, 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 faster. And it was just so awful.
Yeah, but
Now,
I mean I
but
can dig it. I'll be perfectly honest. As the OST, most of the OST for Iron Man 3 says it, I can dig it,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
Japanese it's much
right.
better. And so
And
let's talk about casuals
is
because
exactly, exactly.
we kind of
We
got off track.
a lot.
We
I
kind
think the
of got
train
a
just
lot of
flipped.
track. I mean, casuals like me are people that got into the medium, but don't really explore it that much. And
Or there
I'm
are
going to.
people who know the medium, but they don't expand their knowledge. They just
Oh no,
say,
that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Deisotaku. That's the
uh,
Deisotaku. I'm going to
no,
explain that later.
no,
That's the.
there's a style for people who are casuals called the shonen genre, like Dragon
Yes,
Ball, and they don't get out of that genre itself
I understand it. I personally
because it's
watched
like a
very
safe
few
zone.
things.
It's
I
always a
watched
safe
very
bet.
few things out of shonen. I did watch Gundam, which kind of technically is shonen, but it's mecha, so yeah.
Yeah.
I watched what else? I watched Code Geass, which I think is also shonen. Or
No, it's not shown. It's not. It's from another company called Clam. I'm not sure is the shonen published. I'm not really sure, but
oh yeah, Shonen Jump did not publish them. That much I can tell you.
but I have to be honest. I watched a lot of shonen anime. I've watched Dragon Ball, One Piece,
Hokuto
Sensei.
no Ken,
What?
Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the
No.
North Star.
Samurai X, for example. Beelzebub. I fucking love that show, even though it's a freaking.
it's about baby demons.
It's about baby demons, but
Naked
it's
baby
so
demons.
fucking funny. There's a
You worse at a
teleporting demon.
McDonald's. I don't know. I don't care.
It's
But
Blue Exorcist is also I really like even though a
how
lot
do
of fans don't.
exorcists? Uh,
I really liked the show. Oh, and
I
of
watched a
course
bit.
Shaman King.
Oh,
Shaman King,
Shaman King.
so freaking amazing. I love the Portuguese version of that.
Oh god. But
It's freaking amazing.
there's a lot of shows that I did watch, like as I was saying, Code Geass. Also watched Durarara, which it's not shonen. It's a girl anime. I will admit it. It's a
It's
girl
not for
anime.
girls. You
It's a
always say it's for
girl
girls.
anime.
It's preferred.
No, what the problem with Durara is it has very girl-pleasing main characters. You have
Exactly.
Shizuo and you have like
Isaiah,
Izaya
and you have Kadota.
and
Fucking
you have
Kadota.
like this love triangle.
Yeah, it's
Izaya-kun, and it really turns them on or something like that.
yes,
Please,
they like that.
DeeVee, please don't watch this.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my.
gonna
Okay.
it's gonna be as contagious as Free.
I
Okay.
didn't like Free. I started watching and I didn't get past the fifth episode.
Oh my
as
god.
I was saying, I also watched.
Thank you very much.
I watched Durara because some people asked me to cosplay Kyoei Kadota, so I decided, why not? Let's go. It's I got bored near the end, and I didn't finish
Yeah,
it.
the problem with Durara, by the way, I actually got the same reason as you. People told me I should do cosplay of Shizuo, but I don't cosplay. Okay, I don't like it.
But you look
And
like him, though.
yeah, a lot of people say that.
You
So
could pull it
I
off.
watched it, and it was a very boring at the beginning, and I was like, oh my god, this
Yes,
is
but
not
then it
going
gets
anywhere.
good.
And then in the end, it's so good.
It gets good,
But he
then it
has.
stops for a bit, and then it
Then
gets good again.
it's like it's a card that goes that goes down in the middle like I'm going 200 miles and then stops and you go and then you stop and it's
Yeah, it's kind of
oh my
like
god, it's so irritating.
it's afternoon traffic. It's fucking afternoon traffic. Okay, I
And
got
then
it
it
now.
has characters that they put like the road cop and the scientist's father and then the brother Shizuo's brother that only appeared in like one
Yeah,
episode and
it's
they appeared in
Shinra's father, the fucking
Shinra.
scientist.
Shinra.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I am here. I am the cause that Celti
Now
doesn't
I'm
have
in
a
the
head.
intro. Now I'm in the intro. Now I won't appear
I only
again.
appeared 2 times in the show.
Fucking amazing. And
It's really amazing.
but there's that, and I'm also watching Kuroko no Basket because a lot of girls ask me to
That
watch.
is a shonen. I
Oh
did not.
yeah, I've
It's a
been
show-
watching it too.
Shut up, DeeVee.
Come on,
Shut
let
up.
me
I
watch
don't
it.
know
People
why
want me to
people
watch-
like this show.
people
It's
want-
just basketball.
But
No,
it's
yeah, it's
well animated. The
basketball, but I'm
story's
just watching
amazing.
because someone asked me to
The only
do a
No,
cosplay.
sorry,
There's only
sorry.
2 sports anime that I like. No, 3.
Alberto,
Yeah, sure, go.
I'm going to call you Birdie because you need a smack in the face. The animation is some of the best animation that you can see currently.
Yeah, go watch
The
Gurren
sto-
Lagann.
Shut up, Gurren Lagann is not currently airing.
It's not girly, but it has the best.
Yes, it
I've
has good,
seen
and
in
I'm
very
not
long
saying
time.
it doesn't.
Okay.
The story is compelling and it's good, and the fucking girls loving it. If you're a guy and you're watching it and you can talk about it with a girl, she will give you her panties.
Dude,
And she will force you to
just
read
go
them.
watch Frozen. Frozen.
Exactly, same. It's the same effect, kind of. Yes.
The same effect. It's exact same effect.
But
I
Kuroko
don't
no
like.
Basket is
like
bearable, and I
basketball
couldn't
anime.
bear Frozen.
There's only 3 sports anime I liked. Oliver Benji, what's actually translated as Captain Tsubasa.
Fucking
Oh,
Captain Tsubasa.
yeah.
Inazuma 11. I really like that show.
I hate that shit.
It's so stupid, but I love it. And Hajime no Ippo.
Hajime no Ippo.
I mean, it's so-
okay.
It's so fucking good. I was amazed of how good Hajime no Ippo is. Oh my god.
However, fucking Kuroko no Basket is very good. People want me to cosplay Aomin.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
watch it if someone wouldn't ask my pudding to cosplay it.
Okay, let's move on. As we were saying, because we got sidetracked again.
We get
Casuals
sidetracked a
are
lot. In the
people-
last podcast, we got so many parts where we sidetracked. It was almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
Come on, that's the fun part.
It's the fun part of the
As
podcast.
I was saying,
Okay.
the casuals are the guys who don't really get into anime that much. I mean, they watch it, but they don't get into it. That's me, for example. I am very casual. I've
And
watched
half
some
the
underground
cosplaying
things,
people who cosplay, half of them don't know jack shit
Mm.
about.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say half. I wouldn't say half. A lot of people deserve a lot more credit than you give them. I'll be perfectly honest, because there are a lot of good cosplays of unknown things, and people think, "Oh, he just did it because it looks good." No.
But
it's not
most
true.
don't know. I was like, oh, you're cosplaying it's this character. I don't remember what. And I was like, I'm just here because it looked cool. And I'm like, why the
Yeah.
hell did you do
That
that?
happens
Okay, that's
sometimes,
annoying.
but it's a minority. I'll be perfectly honest. That's
And
a minority.
most of them, 90% of them.
No, you don't know
You-
cosplay. Seriously, me and DeeVee are the ones who cosplay. I'm the one who's part of the bigger community. Let me tell you, I know people who cosplay.
I'm being
And most
general.
of
I'm not
those-
being in the
most-
community that we know.
most-
I'm being general in the terms of the world.
Yes,
'Cause most
and again,
people don't know shit about anime
not
and they
most,
cosplay.
not most. Those who do it for the fame and end up just doing it because, oh, I have a
Hashtag
machine.
Jessica Nigri.
Exactly. Jessica
Exactly.
Nigri is a very bad example, but yes. Again, casuals. People who watch because, oh, it's on TV. It's famous. I know a lot of those. I am one of them. I'm not fond of these kind of people. But then again, I do not like anime. I have been perfectly honest about this in the past. I watch it a lot, yes, but the mediums I prefer are
Mhm.
cinema, occasionally some TV series, but that's not a genre. It's cinema, it's comic books, and it's tokusatsu. For those of you who don't know, tokusatsu is fucking Kamen Rider and Power Rangers, and that will be exploited in the next episode. Now back to this one. I am a casual. I do not like being a casual. I do not like anime. That's my final word for this, and it's constraining for me to look at my list of cosplays for next year. I already am working on four. One of them is done. It's only missing a
Mhm.
wig. I am going to work on a fifth, and I look at these and oh, in my list for this year, not counting one eventual cosplay I might do or not, I have two out of five. I have two things of Japanese origin. One of them is from a tokusatsu, the other is from a game. So that pretty much explains. I'm a cosplayer, doesn't mean I like anime. With that being said, I do enjoy some anime, very few,
If you did it, you wouldn't cosplay.
and I only watch what my friends ask me to watch because I
Because
respect
you're a
them.
Me too,
douche.
kinda.
Yes,
You
kind of.
should expand your wings.
I do not
Ju-
like
ju-
anime, goddammit.
just
That's
to
like me
compare
turning
it,
to you.
how many animes have
Okay,
you
okay.
completed so
No,
far?
no,
Can you
excuse
just
me.
tell me?
No, no. I've completed like 15.
Yeah, I have 180.
Okay, now I'm gonna
I'm
tell.
not even
Now,
joking.
excuse me. I'm gonna ask you what is Kuga and what is Kuga about? And you're not even gonna tell me what Kuga is because you
I
don't know.
don't know.
Of course, Kuga is a tokusatsu. It's the first Kamen Rider of the AC Rider era.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know
also one of the
anything about
most
Kamen
relevant
Rider.
shows from the last 2 decades in Japan.
By
So
the way,
shut the fuck up.
I know a
I'm
little
not
of
forcing
Power
you to
Rangers, the
I'm not
Super
forcing
Sentai
you to
teams. I don't know
I'm not
anything about Kamen
forcing you
Rider.
to watch Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, so don't force me to watch anime. That's the basic
Uh,
of this podcast. We respect one another because we're from different
no, no,
mediums.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I
Well,
respect you. I respect you, bro.
don't force me to expand my wings if my wings are already big enough in other terms, because let's be honest.
That's what she said.
I
Oh no,
okay,
that's
let's
Oh,
be
stupid.
honest. Me and DeeVee both read comic books, but I
Hmm.
would go on a limb and saying I know more about comic books than she does. Because it's probably true. I'm the one who's been reading pretty much everything that DC's coming out with. I've been reading Forever Evil since the first issue. I've been reading a lot of Marvel, though not as much recently, but I've been reading a lot of Marvel. I know a lot of characters. I know a lot of old characters that never showed up since they first started. I know a lot, but I let DeeVee read at her pace because she also knows a lot of good things that some of which I might not know.
you
So
should read Battle Chasers, by the way.
I
Just
should,
saying.
but I haven't.
Okay.
Anyways,
It's by Joe Madureira. It's a really good comic, but he hasn't finished yet.
okay,
Ah, forever waiting.
but I'm not forcing anyone to watch Tokusatsu, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that a lot of casual fans do, and
Did
I might be confusing the terms, but this actually happens with a lot of fans. I was like, I'm talking about a certain type of anime. Like, did you watch Naruto? And I'm not like, I'm not really good fan. They will defend the hell out of it, even if they're wrong. And
I
this is
know,
one of the things
I
that
know,
really pisses me off. Like, Naruto
because
is the best anime because, it has the best story and the best characters. And I'm like, oh, okay, but at
fucking
this point, they don't listen to
how
me.
can they judge the story if nobody knows how it'll end?
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
you can't say something is the best if it's not over yet. If they don't want to put Shippuden in the
And
same
first of all,
thing,
you
they
can't say
can.
something is the best if you didn't see a lot, because you have to have terms of
Yes, of
comparison.
course, but I'm not even talking
Yeah,
about
I've
terms of
seen
comparison.
Naruto,
How can
Dragon
you?
Ball, and Sensei. It's the same thing.
Okay, let's put it this way. There are two
Mm-hmm.
boxes on the table. I
Mm-hmm.
have analyzed one of the boxes. I have not analyzed the other. Yet I say this box is the best. However, this box is lacking a fucking top. I can't say this box is the best if it's lacking a top. The box isn't finished. I can't say, oh, this is the best product if the product isn't finished. And that's what my biggest complaint about Narutards is. They say, oh, Naruto's the best. Oh, I love Sasuke. That's such a cool character. The characters aren't even fully developed yet. God fucking damn it.
I mean, Sasuke and Naruto, they are fully developed, for
They
God's
are
sake.
not fully developed.
They've been 20 fucking. They've been
Yes.
so
Okay,
many
okay.
many seasons.
I
Practically
didn't explain
no.
it. I didn't explain it correct. What I mean fully developed is you don't know their fate yet.
Okay. So in
Okay.
terms of the story is not fully developed yet.
Of course. And the
Okay.
thing is, you can't. What is if you turn to a casual and say what is Naruto? What is he gonna say? Oh, he's the one who wants to be the Okage, Daddy Bayo. And you're like, oh, okay. Did you know that Madara technically extracted the Kyuubi and killed Naruto? What is a Kyuubi?
Yeah.
It's some
There's
casuals.
even fans who are like that, who like Naruto, watch Naruto, but they don't know jack shit about Naruto.
Because
They don't
watch the
even
dub.
develop
Because they watch the dub. They don't know jack shit. If I ask, there are a lot of Narutards out there.
One of the
bet
things
you,
I
if
want
we
to avoid,
interview five,
Ducky, one of the things I want to avoid is dubbing, because I think a lot of the
Yes,
watchers right
yes.
there are from America,
yes,
and I don't want, issues because of dubbing. That
yes, I
is
get it. I
a
get
topic
it.
for another episode, okay?
Okay.
It could be.
As I was saying, the thing about casuals is if we get 5 casual Naruto watchers in here, even if they say Naruto is the best anime ever, I ask who Minato is, and 2 of them, I guarantee out of 5, 2 of them won't be able to tell me. And I'm talking really casual. I'm talking like the ones who don't know jack shit and haven't just watched 5 episodes on Sikarikal and think, oh, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
Christ.
But the thing
Yep.
is, there are a lot of characters that people don't know. There are a lot of people that don't know how to watch the series. I personally updated myself on Naruto last year for vacations. I did a rundown of all the episodes I had missed, and I finished somewhere before the Great Battle, the Great War.
Mm-hmm.
And I skipped a lot of the fillers because I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Filler is the worst thing you can put in a show. The
And
only episodes of
Naruto
the
is
fillers
full
I
of them.
the
There's
only
entire
fillers I
seasons
watched
they're filler. And
the only fillers I watched were the episodes in which characters with tails characters that were in there. I don't remember their name. They have a proper determination. The characters with Jinchuriki in them. Yes, that's it.
yeah. Well, but
Uh,
let me tell you something. The reason why I stopped watching Naruto was because of the fucking fillers. I
yes,
watched until the
I
Pain Saga,
understand. That's
and it was very painful. Fun
after
there to
after
get there, and I was like, oh my god, so much fillers.
After the pain saga, I hate to admit this, but after the pain saga, I've been manga only. I couldn't bear with it anymore. It was just eating up too much of my time. The manga, there are so many issues yet, but they are read so easily. Why the fuck not? And so I just spent days reading manga, days and days and days, and now I'm updated. Oh, fuck yeah. If I ask someone who's, again, let's go back. Maybe Minato wasn't the best example. If I ask someone who the Sage of the Six Paths is, nobody's gonna tell me.
But there is actually a reason. There are fillers. Fillers are made because the manga is being written more or less at the same time as the manga,
Yes, I
the anime is being
understand.
produced, and it's necessary. There's times where fillers are good. For example, Fullmetal Alchemist, the original, by the way, which
Had
is
good
actually one of my
fillers.
favorite animes of all time,
Had good
has
fillers.
very good fillers, and Naruto doesn't. There was a season
I'm
I don't
going to
remember
give
much,
you.
but it was like
I'm
four
going to.
ninjas from the
Yes.
dude, four
Yeah.
ninjas from the Cloud Clan or something like that, and they like their sorry, their objective was to destroy the lift of the village of the fog by flooding it or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes, I
And
remember
I
that.
didn't give a shit. It was so boring. It was like 5 or 6 episodes of that, and I was like, oh my god, just stop.
I
Why?
understand. However, I have a good counterexample. This is not anime, however, because we both know anime is not my strong point. There was a show last year called Kamen Rider Wizard. It started in 2012, went to 2013, ended halfway through 2013. I personally like this show a lot. I like the gimmicks, I like the drivers, I like the designs. It's just genius all around. And the thing is, the show started really well. The episodes had real progression, something I hadn't seen since Kamen Rider what? O's. Because I didn't watch Forza. I mean, I tried to, but I couldn't. And I was liking it a lot because Wizard was showing up to be something of a sequel, a spiritual sequel to O's because of how it flowed. It was about a guy who was a wizard, he liked donuts, and then he met this guy who was a wizard as well, and he liked mayonnaise, and he put mayonnaise in the donuts, and
Wait, look, it's
he
Kamen
liked
Rider, but it
mayonnaise.
has wizards in the mix.
The Kamen Riders this time aren't Kamen Riders, they're wizards.
Okay, seems legit.
They transform into their wizard forms so that they can do magic and fight each other.
Oh yeah, that's very realistic.
Essentially, the gimmick is every one of us as a creature, an evil creature lying inside of us, a dragon or a lion or something. At least most of us do. And when we are pushed into despair, that creature is released, and we die in the process. And what Kamen Rider Wizard did is when people are pushed into despair, he was their final hope, as he called it, and he would journey into them and destroy the creature in order for them to survive. However, Wizard, much like all wizards, has the creature locked inside them. They were people that were pushed into despair and got out, per se. So they managed to beat the creature inside them and tame them as their creature. However, we have a divergence, which is Kamen Rider Beasts, which does not have the creature. The creature is in his driver and is the Chimera, which is a mythical
Okay.
creature we all know. So the Chimera was not inside him. That's why he never despaired. The Chimera was just a creature that was in the driver that he found and that saved his life. And as a return, he's kind of the Chimera's slave. He has to do what the Chimera does, feed it and whatnot.
Okay.
Because the Chimera feeds on evil spirits. That's kind of the point of Kamen Rider Wizard.
Okay.
Tries to make
I get
itself
it, I get it,
realistic.
dude. But we have to rush a little
Yes,
bit.
yes, okay.
'Cause we-
What I was
okay.
gonna say, was that the show was really good. That it became filler because they were already evolved enough, and they just couldn't keep going, or they would end up with a series of 20 episodes. So most of the show was filler. However, it was watchable. It didn't add much to the story, but it developed characters.
It's like
for sure.
those shows where nothing really happens, but the fillers in itself, or the stories in itself, it's cool, so you watched it.
Kind of like The Big Bang Theory, which doesn't have
Exactly.
a narrative.
It doesn't really have it's like How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory.
Seinfeld, yeah.
It's a show about nothing. It's a show about nothing.
Okay.
Like George Costanza. Now let's go to the next topic, please. What's
Okay.
the? Okay.
Oh, this is the fun part. I'm sorry. This is the part I wanted to get to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Desotaku, as I
Okay.
call it. The
Okay, let's see what that
Desotaku
is.
Please explain, elaborate.
The dumbass, essentially. The Desotaku is the dumbass. I mean, we all know the Desotakus. Everyone, imagine, I'm going to a school. It not being a school of arts, very few people know what anime is.
Really?
So I watch, yes, mostly the
In
only
art
schools
school,
where,
nobody knows what anime is.
no, it's not being an art school. If
Okay,
it was an
seems-
art school, most people would. I went to an art school, and most people didn't know what anime was. It's
Okay.
not being an art school. Most people do not know what anime is.
Oh, okay,
Have
sorry.
no clue. Just know what goes on TV. So let's say I am watching Code Geass.
Okay.
Oh, he did the thing with the eye. Is that Sasuke? This
Oh.
is typical Desotaku
Oh
behavior.
god. Okay, that's not me.
Everything is Naruto, everything is Dragon Ball, everything is fucking Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Full Metal Alchemist is not.
That's just
It's
awful.
not casual at all, dude.
Depends.
casual.
Depends. or
I hate you for
everything is One
comparing me
Piece.
to them.
Everything is One Piece. Okay. Anyways,
Exactly.
everything is
Well,
Dragon
it's just,
Ball, everything is Naruto, everything is One Piece.
by the way,
These
I
are
have to say
people that
something.
don't
There
know what
is a
Shingeki
kind,
no Kyojin is. These
there
are
is a kind of casuals who think Full Metal Alchemist is like the ultimate anime, which is people who are really, really hardcore into anime and really saw everything and then saw Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and say, oh my god, this is the best anime of all time. And they just compare Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to everything.
yeah.
And in that point, they became kind of casuals or become like, what was the term?
Desotakus.
Desotakus. They become like that because, they just
No, the
rely on just one work to
yes,
defend
but the
everything.
Deisotaku
Then
is not a
Brotherhood is not
the
that good. I'm sorry.
Deisotaku.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry, that's not what the Deisotaku is. I
Okay.
didn't make myself clear enough. The Deisotaku is a person who knows nothing of anime, so he just goes to his basic knowledge and says everything is X.
Oh, okay.
Because God forbid Japan produces more than one animated show at a time. And the Days Otaku is a person who knows nothing of otaku culture, knows nothing of events, shows, anything. And it's the guy who says, oh, today I'm going to the Chinese joint. Kind of like Naruto. Naruto went to a ramen shop.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
like our
that.
parents. Like I said, one day my mom was caught me like watching an anime. I don't remember. Say, it's not the Dragon Balls, and no,
It's not.
it's something else. Oh, it's all the same. It's like those shows where they yell too much. I'm like, get the fuck out.
Why
I
would you
don't
say that to your mother?
because she does not know. No, but also I did not say get the fuck out. Please get the fuck out.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Please.
nice of
Respect your
you.
mother.
I respect. I'm respectful. That's why I said please.
Well,
Please, mom,
quack,
get the
quack,
fuck
quack,
out.
quack, 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 quack. I'm
Would you
sorry.
kindly go the fuck away?
When I need
Please.
to tell my mother to get out, I just say quack, 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 and she normally leaves after like half an hour
Well,
of telling me to
uh,
stop that.
that's a weird method,
Yes, but I'm a duck.
but
So
but
Because
if
you're
it
a duck.
works,
I'm a dick. I'm a
I'm a
dick.
You're a dick.
Don't mess with me. I'm a
That
dick.
that took our dibs.
They took her dicks.
you got yes.
Okay,
This
okay,
episode
that's
is
enough.
it's my favorite episode of South Park.
Okay,
But we're not
but
talking about South
I'm
Park. We're
sorry,
talking
that's
about
enough.
anime.
The Days Otaku is the creature, the poor creature who knows nothing of anime. And if like I am watching some anime they don't know, they will either say it's Naruto or say that I'm watching porn.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
that happened a
okay.
lot at
I'm
my
nothing
school.
compared to those creatures. I think I'm more of a
Okay,
casual from what you described.
okay. So essentially, the
I
day
find my
this
interest
this is a
only.
little story from my life growing up. I was going to this school where a lot of people watched anime. Unfortunately, not on my course because my course was cinema, and a lot of people were just there. Actually, it was video, and a lot of people were just there. Oh, I want to work with cameras. I want to work in a computer. It's fun. And so a lot of people did not watch anime, not like in the other courses like graphic design and whatnot, where people kind of watched it more. But yeah, I was one of the very few people who watched anime in my class. There were like another one or two, but they didn't really get that much along with me, and we only rarely talked because I was a casual and they were more into other shit. So yeah. And once I was watching Durarara, and I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty cool show," and I was eating it up. After class in my post production room because I had already finished my stuff and I was waiting for my ride home, and a friend of mine was working on their project because they were kind of delayed, and they just turned to me and say, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Are you serious? I'm gonna call the professor." And I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "You're watching porn." And I'm like, "What do you mean I'm watching porn?" They're like,
Oh, they were
"Oh, you're
confusing.
watching that Thai thingy, aren't you?" And I'm like,
Tie thingy.
"No, this guy did just take his shirt off, but I'm not watching typing." And they're like, "I'm gonna call the teachers. You can't watch porn in school." And I'm
First of
like,
all, I don't know if you're telling the truth because that's not the reaction of what a dude says when you're watching porn. It's like,
Hey, can I
see
join?
that
It
you're
wasn't a
watching.
dude. It
Can
wasn't
I
a dude.
watch? Take a
It
seat.
wasn't a dude. It was a girl.
Oh, okay, that
Oh,
explains a
yet
lot.
still.
Yeah, but still,
I'm not gonna tell a girl. Oh, take a seat. Let's watch porn.
take
Yeah,
a
that's
seat.
fun.
By the way, can you hold
It's-
on to my dick? No,
That's not how it works. But
that is just nasty. But
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's
I get what you mean. A lot of people, I did not
and
know a lot of people
this
confused
complete
like
Desotaku.
anime with hentai,
Yes.
which are two completely different
Different
things,
things.
people.
I mean,
If you think you're an otaku just because you watch anime, you're not. You're
and
just a
to this,
perv.
Otaku is just like, oh, you're watching porn and shit. And she did actually leave, and I had to do the painstakingly hard task of explaining my teacher why it wasn't porn. And then she learned that there was more anime than Naruto, and it was amazing. And then she just thought I was a weirdo, and then I had to leave. But it was a very fun day when I had to explain to one of my
Virgin.
teachers why what I was watching wasn't porn. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, that's a weird class.
Must have been
It
a
wasn't in
very
class, but yeah.
cool.
Oh, oh,
Must
whatever.
have been a very good day for you.
Yes, but better examples of desotakus and the fun you can have with desotakus. As very few may know, I, Ducky, have a kohai, which means I'm a senpai. Uh,
Senpai.
yeah, exactly.
Senpai.
And
Did you
My
notice
only
me?
senpai is my pudding.
I did not notice her that much.
Oh, damn it.
But today we were talking, and she was like, "Oh, there's this guy at my school who looks like a huge faggot." Like her words, not mine. He's small and he has a faggot face and whatnot. And there's this other guy who looks like Aomin from Kuroko no Basket. And so I, since no one in my class knows what an anime is and whatnot, I taught them that when I'm around, they should hug each other and start kissing and whatnot. Not in the lips because they are too awkward for that. Kissing and doing that kind of gay stuff, and we call it yaoi. And she's like, yes, that's do yaoi for me, and they do it. So essentially, the desotaku is so dumb that they will submit to doing a subgenre of porn without knowing it. Some of the girls also did yuri, as it's
Dude,
called, and
what you're telling me is so crazy. I can't freaking believe what you're telling me. This
it's
is
a
so
very dumb
stupid.
school. It's a very dumb class, and it's a very dumb school.
Were
And the
you in the
guys and the
special
girls.
classes or something?
It's not me. It was my kohai. I do not do this. I have
I'm
the least
special.
respect for other people.
Did you know about anime?
But essentially, yes, she convinced people to do subgenres of hentai upon command, which is fucking amazing because the Desotaku is so desperate to
Yeah.
fit in that they will do that. But that pretty much sums up the Desotaku, and now we can move on to the funniest part. of this
Sure.
show.
Just go ahead. I need a minute.
Okay, you're going to join the
This
funny.
is one of the stupidest things I've heard in my entire life.
I get it. Believe me, I was like, "You're kidding me right now," and she was like, "No, I'm not," and I was like, "That's so dumb."
That's why I love taping these podcasts.
Exactly.
You learn so much.
But
Okay, let's go.
moving on to the last topic of the night, we have the Weaboos, or as I call them, the fags of the community.
Okay.
How do I explain a Weeaboo without
Can I explain myself first?
explaining yourself?
I am not a fag of the community. Okay? I am just very, 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 very into anime.
And
I
now
am.
let me explain why you're a fag of the community and a Weeaboo.
Okay.
The term Weeaboo originated in 4chan most likely because that's where everything comes from. I came from 4chan, which was a very fun thread.
You discovered yourself in 4chan.
Among the dicks and girls with dicks, you find
Oh,
some fun
God.
stuff
And
in 4chan.
the dicks with dicks.
The dicks with dicks.
Some dicks with
Let's not
dicks.
forget the dicks with dicks.
It's there, dude. It's there.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay. There's a lot of things in 4chan, and there's a sub-chan called A or slash A, where they talk about things. And then there's a very fun 4chaner. And actually, this is something we see a lot in the community. I am friends with a lot of these people. I mean, not like this, because I am talking about a hardcore weeaboos. There are a lot of softcore weeaboos, which I will also mention. The weeaboo is a person who is completely obsessed with Japanese culture. There are the weeaboos.
Oh,
There
I
are
know.
there
I have a very good story, but
before
go on, go on.
before
Hmm.
we are not going to talk about the weeaboo faggots, which are a subgenre of weeaboo, which are casuals
But I
that
really have a
consider
story to talk
themselves
about.
big that consider themselves very big fans of Japanese culture and end up making fun of themselves, which are the weeaboo faggots, as I call them. Then there are the softcore weeaboos, which are the people that actually like the culture a lot, but are just they just watch a lot of anime and they just debate a lot and always complain about shit, which is Birdie here,
You know, like us,
like you.
like me. Well, like me.
Yes,
I do know a few words in Japanese, but I'm not even.
everybody does, even I do. Datebayo,
I only
motherfucker.
know because of my job.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then, and this is the best part, there are the hardcore weeaboos, which are junction of the weeaboo faggots, which are the casuals who are weeaboos, and who are obsessed with Japanese culture, and the weeaboos, which are people that watch a lot of anime. These people, you cannot argue with these people.
Yeah,
They know the absolute
I know
truth
what you're.
about everything.
I'm
These
going to
are
tell you a
people
story,
that
which is
have waifus. These are people that eat
yeah,
Japanese every other day, like fucking sushi. They poop the sushi out. It's
literally, it's like sushi. They eat like sushi and they like eat
ramen
pokies and eat
and
like
pocky and whatnot.
and
Exactly.
rice at the morning, and it's
It's
really
fucking. And
and they
then
sleep with those pillows where
the body
the
pillows,
anime
the
arcs.
waifus, yes? And
Yeah.
these are just disgusting. These are 40-year-old men who are completely obsessed with
Oh,
anime.
go fuck It's it. Oh my god. I watched.
It's that fat guy from South
Yeah,
Park, but
from
instead of
Sailor Moon. I always remembering that. That was the first picture I saw that
oh
really
yeah,
shocked.
yeah, that guy. That's a weeaboo.
It
That's
was
good.
what in 4chan in the beginning of 4chan, and I watched that and was like, I hope I'm not like that in the future, and I'm not.
Which is good because you're
I'm
not a
not
hardcore
fat.
weeaboo. You're not a hardcore weeaboo. You're a softcore weeaboo. You're the
But
nice
I
kind of
met
weeaboo.
someone close.
Yes, but you.
It was this dude. Let me. It was this dude who was the president of the Sailor Moon fan club in Portugal.
Oh no.
Dude,
Oh,
he had like of course I think it was Asian studies. I'm not really sure. Asian studies, and he would go to class dressed up as Sailor Moon.
I.
He was
DeeVee
no,
is
he
giving up on life.
was a man. It wasn't a girl. It was a man, and it was like, okay, class, now we're going to talk about the I don't know the Ying Dynasty or some shit like that. It was like, how can this be related to Sailor Moon? And he like debates over this, and the teacher is like, oh my god, this dude is so weird. But he was so obsessed. I couldn't believe someone like this existed.
Well,
I
Wow.
I'll be perfectly honest.
Ugh.
That's the bad kind of weeaboo. There's the good kind of weeaboo, which I will explain. There is the hardcore weeaboo, which is the bad kind. There's the soft core weeaboo, which is the good kind, and then there's the weeaboo faggot, which is the poser.
plus he was not just he wasn't just a homosexual. He was a flaming homosexual. You
Oh,
know
that's
those like
great.
what's up, bitch?
Yes.
You know those guys who.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god, it was really. I'm not a homophobic, but I was a little,
Off put by him, yes.
exactly.
I
And
understand perfectly. I'm sometimes uncomfortable amongst homosexuals as well, even though
even
I
straight guys are
consider
sometimes
myself very feminine
very.
in some ways, and I consider myself very feminine even though I'm straight and I have a lot of gay
It's
friends.
always also the
There's
opposite.
always that gay guy that just freaks you the fuck out. There is
Exactly.
always.
Yeah.
But there's also the opposite. The dudes who you see like so huge and they're like, yo, dude, so masculine. And I'm like, oh my god, this dude is so, oh my god.
Get out, yeah. I get
Get
it.
out.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about weeaboos. And the
Okay.
bad kind of weeaboo is, for example, I know this one dude. I'm going to use an actual example. He might even be watching this right now, and if he is, all the better. This is someone telling you things straight to the face.
Oh, come
This
on. No one
no
watches
no
this.
okay. This is the typical labrego, which in Portuguese means
Uh-huh.
that one guy from the little land like the middle of nowhere, the one with the buck teeth, like the fucked up teeth, yeah, obese as fuck, like he always eats ham and shit, and just
I
with
kind of
a
have the idea
fucking
of your
weird
type.
ass face. And
Oh my god, I know who that guy is.
this was a guy I saw in two separate occasions. The first time I saw him, he was accompanying us to the Japanese garden because there was a little event there with like typical food and whatnot, and we were just spending the afternoon there. I met a few friends and whatnot. I spoke to people. It was overall just a good day. I went with some of my friends, and I went to pick them up, and then we went together via bus. Yeah, and he just because they all came from the south margin, they all came together, and he came with them, and he was like, "Oh, you come here often?" I didn't even see him for the first part of the trip, so I didn't know who he was. I thought it was just a guy who was, "Oh, you like
Uh-huh.
anime? Yeah, let's talk about that a bit." And he was just so weird, and he was always looking at the little girls that came with us, girls like 18 years
Couple
old and
Oh
whatnot. He's
my
like
god.
27, and he was always looking at the girls, like googling and shit. And he was also
I think
talking
I know
about,
who that dude is.
oh, this anime
I
is
think
so
me too.
sexy. Oh,
So
I
basically,
love
I
this.
actually
It's
have
so
a personal
lolly.
story with that dude.
But let me finish. And
Go.
that was a bad enough first impression. Second
Mhm.
time I see him, he avoids me because he wanted. Let me explain the whole story. He wanted to join a Skype group with me and a couple of otaku friends. Like we were like 20 at the time, and he wanted to join, and we gave him the chance, and he just made such a bad impression, put everyone so uncomfortable. We removed him. Then he started talking to people individually via Skype, telling them, "Oh hey, add me back. Oh hey, add me back." Nobody would.
Mhm.
We all blocked him. Then one new girl joins the call and posts on our Facebook group where we assembled people for the call. He adds her and starts calling her and talking to her and shit, being like major fucked up. And I told him, "You are not going to annoy the members of this chat any longer, and if you do, I will call the authorities on you for stalking." He quietly shut up.
Uh,
Cue Anifest. That convention a while back was in my old school, so I had to go. He was there, cosplaying Shinji supposedly, even though he had nothing on his head and he was just wearing a shirt. That was
oh my god,
Shinji.
it's the dude I'm thinking. Oh my god.
And he was just cosplaying Shinji, and
It's exactly.
he was constantly taking pictures with girls. Most people didn't know he was even cosplaying, and he was just trying to have a good time. I approached him, said, "Oh, remember when we were speaking and whatnot? I just wanted to make sure you didn't think of me as a bad guy because all I said was to ensure the safety of people in the group." He was like, "Oh no, you're just an arrogant prick." And I'm like, "Well, you're being an arrogant prick right now." And he was like,
You
"No, you
sometimes
just don't
you're a
get me.
very big
You're just
douche.
I know, but you just don't get me. You're just a bully like everyone else." And this was when I
Oh,
realized,
boo.
oh god, I'm dealing with the weeaboo. This is the person that is bullied even among people that have the same taste as him because he's so fucking weird. And these people just they must have some mental issues or something because it's not normal.
Sure, because the dude who dresses up like Sailor Moon and goes every day
He
with the
might
Sailor
he,
Moon outfit is very balanced.
I
It's
thought you
every
were
day.
talking about the one in 4chan. That old guy was
Yeah.
actually just
No,
doing
no,
it
no,
for
no,
the
no,
shits and
no. The
giggles.
the dude I was talking
Yes.
about was the.
But you were saying you know this person as well? Give
Yeah,
us
in
some
real.
insight.
I know, but the story what I have that dude we talking about. So basically, was an a fest, if I'm not wrong. So
Yes.
basically, it's basically like a Comic Con, but very, 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 very small, and you have like a lot of voice actors
And
from
it's mostly
Portugal, of course,
anime.
we're
It's
from
mostly
Portugal,
anime.
And basically, there was like the dude who makes the Vegeta voice was actually very cool. He was a very cool guy. He
Oh,
asked,
Jean Lloyd. Yes, I
yeah,
know him.
and then that dude that you're talking about made a question that didn't have anything to do that. Then he started laughing out loud, and then the voice actor was like, okay, moving on, you. And it was so awkward because everyone
Yes.
was staring at the dude. Was like, oh my god, why did you ask that?
There was already a similar occasion. Personally, I like the fact that Jean Lloyd went because I met him a while back. Uh, we don't really speak that much, but I met him a while back during Enkai, which was a I organized or I helped organize, and Fabio, which was the organizer for the con, he invited Jean Lloyd, and Jean Lloyd went because they already had worked and whatnot. And I met Jean Lloyd. We ate together and whatnot, and he was just a stand-up guy. And he said, if I knew that anime conventions could be this fun, I would have been attending them a lot more. And so, thanks to that
John,
little
that's
gesture, he started going to anime conventions. Everyone takes blame for it, but or not blame, takes credit for it. But it was actually Fabio's doing. So yeah, just putting that out there. It was not Anifest that first brought Joel Lloyd, was not any other convention. It was Enkai, and it was Fabio Powers doing. Yes, the Fabio Powers that does the Pokemon movies. Moving on. Uh, there was similar occasion. There's this one guy in the Portuguese community called Silver Demix. Silver Demix is a guy that says he's an abridger because he's successfully or somewhat
Oh
successfully
my
seeing his
god, I
people
saw
watch
those
it.
videos. Those
He
videos are
has
not even funny.
he
They're
has
copies of
Lil
Teams Four
Karibo's
Stars
work and Team Four
and Team
Stars.
Fortar. I was like,
It,
oh my god, you're not even
they're
trying.
not copies. They are dubs. He dubs the abridged series and says he's an abridger.
Yeah,
But
it
moving
was really,
on,
really fucking
that's a
weird.
valid thing. I would do it as well if I knew that there were a lot of people that would appreciate the
One thing I have
context
to
and not
say
have access
though,
to it.
he has a really good voice. I have to
He
say that.
does have a really good voice, and other than the fact that he's a little bitch, because I've personally had contact with him and can tell you he's not really a stand-up guy, he
Hmm.
can be dealt with, and do know for a fact you can have a decent conversation with him. So, yeah, that point's in your court. Enjoy it. However, Silver Demix was at the time abridging or dubbing the abridged series of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Maribomba, who does Yugi in the Portuguese dub, goes to the con, and he's like, "Oh, I just did the Yu-Gi-Oh's They're Yu-Gi-Licious episode. I'm gonna ask him to do it." And so he just gets out from the middle of the crowd and says, "Hello, my name is Silver Demix from Abridged Series Tuga."
Nobody knew him.
Nobody knew him. Everyone started
Oh,
staring, and he said, "Could you please say Yu-Gi-Oh's They Are
oh my god.
Yu-Gi-Licious?"
And the
And
dude was like,
the dude was
no.
like, "What?"
what a mess.
And he was
That's so
like,
bad.
"Yu-Gi-Oh's, they're Yu-Gi-Licious." And the dude
This is
reluctantly
so.
says, "Yu-Gi-Oh's, they're Yu-Gi-Licious," and then asks, "Is that it?" And he says, "Yes, thank you." And just shuts up and sits back down.
Oh my god, they don't even
I
know
mean,
the
in
difference of impact because in Portugal the
in a
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Comic
dude,
Con,
let me talk about it. Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. The thing was in the Yu-Gi-Oh the Yu-Gi-Oh dub in English was so huge. Dan Green made the wonderful voice, and to this day, a lot of people remember. The dude who made Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't that big.
yes,
Yu-Gi-Oh was big in the fact it was a cool, but the voices weren't very recognized at all.
yes.
Nobody gave a shit about the dude who made the voice of Kaiba or Yugi. Was something that I think I saw that moment. It was very very awkward moment.
As I was saying, the thing
Yeah.
is, if you are little Karibo and you have
Hmm.
the pre-established status, and you can just turn to a guy and say, "Oh, hello Dan Green. My name is Little Karibo. I would like you to tell me Yu-Gi-Oh's They're Yu-Gi-Licious." Dan Green will think, "Well, a lot of people are cheering for this guy and clapped. I should
Yeah.
probably do it." They even got in contact. They are friends. If you are a fucking 14 or 16-year-old guy who dubs British series that almost nobody watches, and you turn up in a fucking anime con thinking you're better than everyone else and try to pull a little Karibo out of your ass, it's probably not gonna work.
And the worst part is, little Karibo is the father of abridging. He created the
Yes, you
abridging.
can't just copy.
You
You
know,
can't
even if
just pull a little Karibo out of your ass. It doesn't
you
work that
can,
way.
you can. It's like I'm saying, now I'm the president of the United States. I just am.
I mean, if it
I
was fucking
can't.
Cavaco Silva asking him to say Yu-Gi-Oh's they're Yu-Gi-Licious,
If he asked
maybe
him,
it
I
would
would
have been
like, fuck off, I didn't
closer.
vote for you.
Maybe it would have been closer. It was like, oh, I like your work a lot, Mr. Bomba. Can you please say Yu-Gi-Oh's they're Yu-Gi-Licious? It would work.
Well, he,
But
it,
not like this. And so that's the bad kind of weeaboo, as I was saying. Um, and the thing is, it got to the point where I was, me and a few friends were talking with Marty Wong, but not so much me as they, because I didn't really know the man, after Anifest. And we were saying, oh, and you did this, and you did that, that's pretty cool. And then suddenly, one remembers, oh, you did Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember watching a video on YouTube. Oh, a video on YouTube? Yeah, of you in a con a few years back. Oh god, what is coming out of there? Yeah, and the guy just stands up and asks you to say Yu-Gi-Ohs, and then he finishes the sentence and says, they are Yu-Gi-Licious. And we're
I,
like, oh,
I
so
just
you
want to imagine.
remember. And he says, yes, I remember. That was why I didn't come to cons for 3 years.
Oh man.
Oh, that was very. I'm just imagining the dude who said Yu-Gi-Oh's his face when everyone's like, "Oh my God, is this guy for real? Are you serious?" I mean the
Yes,
shame.
but nobody noticed him because in the video, which is the only viral part of this, the event itself wasn't really known. The video, you don't see his face. Nobody knows what his face looks like. He always uses fucking fucking gay avatars and whatnot, like
So
Lolita
one
shit.
thing that I like about cohesive views of his videos, like his first video has like two 20,000 views or something like that. His second one like 600.
Yeah,
I'm like,
people give
okay,
up after the first
seriously?
video.
Do
People
you
give
think?
up after the first video. It happens. Believe me, I know. I've also made constantly good content, and people just gave up a long time. I started a channel where I had like 100 or 200 views every day, and then it ended with like 12 views per day. It was awful.
Mhm.
So yeah, I kind of get that YouTube's kind of unfair that way, but people just give up on content. It's human nature. So let's not judge him by that. But the fact of the matter remains, he managed to scare off a voice actor. That's the bad kind of weeaboo.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet if João Loy, who did Vegeta, if he wasn't the happy-go-lucky, oh, I'm gonna troll you so hard right now kind of guy, he probably wouldn't show up in a con in a while because he was humiliated by a dumbass question.
Actually, he is the only dude who appears in every con. It's really,
Yes, ever since
it's
ever
something.
since ever since Enkai, we got him to go to Central Comics, and then he just started going everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah. But the weird part is, you have different guys every time in every con. You have always this different guys. The dude who makes Yu-Gi-Oh, the chick who I don't know sings the Shaman King theme, and then you have the dude who does Vegeta all the time, and people always like, oh, it's the dude does Vegeta. It always is a surprise. I'm like, the dude is always here every year, but even surprised anymore.
No, he's not always here every year. He just started going last year, so
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
year before, technically, yeah. But still,
He's
yes,
a really cool guy. I met him personally.
he's a guy who just keeps going. He's a very cool guy, no doubt, and I like hearing his stories because he has a lot of cool stories that a lot of people don't know. And the thing is, we're gonna put him on the spot because if he does go to the con I'm working on right now, we're gonna put him on the spot because we are going to get someone else who worked in Dragon Ball.
And the thing that makes him such a good dude is the fact he loves voice acting. You see
Yes,
that he has a
unlike the
passion
guy
for
who
it.
did Goku, he does love his work and he's very proud of his work.
Yeah,
as I was saying, we're gonna put him on the spot. Now, how are we gonna put him on the spot? I just happen to know the voice actress who did Bulma. She just happens to be one of my teachers. She just happens to be the person
oh,
who
oh my god,
got
it must be
him.
so awkward. Oh my god, it's Bulma.
No, I'm your teacher, exactly.
Oh
And
no.
she was the one who got Jean Loy to do Vegeta. She was the one who got him to work on dubs. So yeah, and this lady, I didn't know it at first because I didn't remember Dragon Ball that much. You'll have to forgive me. I'm kind of young and shit. Uh, I recognized her voice. She was teaching us acting, the director, like directing, I guess. She was teaching us that. We were like, she was a very sweet person, very kind. She always helped us when we had presentations to prepare and whatnot. And um, then one day, while we are filming our shorts, she pops by for a visit. Then out of nowhere, a colleague of mine just face palms and like you could hear it.
Oh my god, it's
And she's
Bulma.
like, yes, oh my god, you're Bulma, and you also worked on Sailor Moon. She's like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, I am.
And it's like, okay, no, get the fuck out then.
No, she was like, oh yeah, I am. I'm glad you remember it. A few years back, nobody would have left me alone, but nowadays people don't seem to remember that as much. At least my students. And she
Uh,
was like, oh my god, that's so amazing. I loved your work. You're a part of my childhood. And everyone just flocked to her. And she was like, well, I'm still the same person. And
yeah,
like,
yeah. The thing
the
is,
worst
these
part
dudes
is,
that
even though we were huge fans of her and didn't know, is she was such a nice person, such a
they
sweet
are, they're
person.
really
Our
nice. I wasn't
appreciation for her didn't grow. It stayed
a
the
person
same
that
because
I
we
was
already
expect.
liked her so
Yeah,
much. She
so
was like a mother or a grandmother. She was like someone that just takes care
she's
of us.
very, very sweet. A person that I didn't expect to be as nice was the dude who made the voice for Goku. I actually met him personally. He was with
Oh,
his husband.
he
He was with his husband,
because
and I was like, oh my god, it's Eric Feist. You made the voices of my childhood. It's like, oh, cool, and we have like a very cool conversation. I was like, oh my god, this dude is really. I thought it was going to be like, very. Oh,
Wait,
I
you
make
thought he
these
was gonna
TV
be
shows,
talking
and
better, but he
get off with me.
yes.
Don't come close.
But the thing is, even though he did do Goku, and sometimes he shows up on TV and whatnot talking about Goku, and he's fine with talking to fans about Goku, he doesn't go to cons. And why does he not go to cons? Because he has this fucking weird ass perspective that every single otaku is a weeaboo, a hardcore weeaboo. And so he thinks everyone who's gonna be there is gonna be a creepy little motherfucker who's going to ask him very weird questions, and he has to be honest. And the thing about him is that he is always honest. He did it for the money. He did it because he needed the money back then. People liked his voice. Simple. And if you go and if he goes with a mindset like that to his recording sessions, of course he's not gonna have good memories. Of course he's not gonna have good stories to tell. So you just ignore them, and that's why he doesn't go to cons. At least that's my point of view. I think it's probably the closest thing to truth you're gonna get because that I actually have spoken with people who worked with him, and I know how it was. So, with that said, I think we're pretty much wrapped up. We have already talked about the casuals, the guys who only watch Naruto and shit. We have talked about the Desotakus who watch nothing, and we've talked about the Weaboos who are just huge faggots, like Alberto, because
But the thing, it's just a life choice. I'm not. It's just a
it's just
choice
a
that he
life
made.
choice. Oh,
It's not.
no,
No, no.
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
said it
sorry,
better. No,
Birdie, Birdie.
the dude, not going for because of these reasons. It's just a choice. You can't really blame
Yeah,
him
I can't.
for
I'm not
making
gonna
that
force him to
choice.
come.
Huh?
I'm not gonna force him to come to a con.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't do that.
Still,
It's they go if they want to. They're probably not even getting paid. So why the hell would they
like you're
go?
going with me now, and then you put him like a bag over his head. It's like drove him
But
away
with
the
that said, I
con.
think it's time for us to wrap things up. So I was
Yeah.
Ducky, and who were you?
Sorry. I'm Al, and
am I supposed to introduce myself?
yeah.
Yes.
Everybody knows me. I
Because we're
do.
closing off. God damn it.
You didn't
Okay, I'm
speak
sorry.
anything. You need to
I'm
stop working
Al.
while we're
That was
recording.
Ducky. She's DeeVee. I'm really sorry she didn't talk that much. Next
Yeah,
time.
I'm sorry, I'm
Next
just not
time we're
into
gonna
my issue.
talk
When we
about-
talk about animated series, I'll talk about it.
When we
Okay,
talk,
okay.
And I'll
Maybe
shut
we'll
up.
do that next episode. But
no,
I
next
don't know.
time is
We
gonna
don't know
be
yet. We don't know yet.
Tokusatsu. Next
This
time
is
is
going
gonna
to
be
take.
fucking Tokusatsu.
So
Okay,
yeah,
let's take our pace.
yeah, looks good.
Okay, thank you, and good night.